day guys, nice to have you here. Today we will talk about the first ever Mobile Legends hero that is part of the LGBT community. It's the weirdly named hero, Phylax. Phylax. Sounds like a name one would give a medication for diarrhea. I don't know about you, but that's what I thought of first. Anyway, this hero is confused with their identity. Is it a tank or a marksman? I don't know. I however think this hero is truly a tank and is not a marksman in any way whatsoever. As we go along the video, I will share my thoughts about this hero and why I think that despite Moonton's efforts, this is still a true tank. Not predominantly nor primarily a tank, but a true legitimate tank. Before we continue though, I want to give my shout outs to Berries. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel. You're awesome. We also have Lico Knight Gaming and Hakuna Matata, and they too hosts YouTube channels, so make sure to give them some love. Alright, let's first talk about the skills of this hero. His passive empowers his basic attack whenever a skill is casted, deals magic damage, and bounces to multiple enemies. I find this passive pretty cool. It helps in clearing out minion waves and is a cheap way of harassing enemies on the lane. His first skill has a very strong airborne effect and inflicts heavy damage as well. I consider this as his primary damage dealing skill and should be prioritized second to his ultimate. This skill has a very long casting animation though. Good thing is, the skill cannot be interrupted by crowd control except for suppression. Strategically speaking, this skill is what makes Phylax a good frontliner. As we go along the video, you'll see how we can strategically use the skill. His second skill is a dash skill that creates a shield upon casting and flanks the target hero over his shoulder. The stun crowd control effect you're seeing is a visual bug. Later on, you'll see how his second skill actually functions. Despite being a dash skill, be aware though that as of right now, it doesn't allow him to pass through walls. I'm not sure if this is how the skill really works or Moonton intends to change how it behaves in the coming weeks. For now, all we can do is wait. His ultimate is his bread and butter. This is pretty much what makes Phylax a marksman, which is also the reason why I think he's not supposed to be classified as one. Let me elaborate. He only gains true range basic attacks while his ultimate is active. It's like saying Argus should be classified as a tank fighter simply because he is immune to death while his ultimate is active. I feel like if Moonton wants Phylax to be classified as a marksman tank, his ranged basic attacks should be permanent. To balance things out though, probably his range should be shorter without his ultimate being active. What I love about his ultimate though is the fact that it alters how his first and second skills behave. Both of these skills gain longer range and turn into projectiles. Also, as you saw earlier, his ultimate allows him to dash as well. Same as his second skill's original form though, it does not pass through walls. Let's go back to the actual gameplay. In my opinion, Phylax is better off as a solo laner, though his utilities make him a decent tank support, but I feel like he's more effective when left alone.
Get a little privacy!
Not only does he deal significant amount of damage to both minions and heroes alike, his kit is not as tanky as, well, other tanks.
Get the squish just like grip.
Especially on the early game, Phylax feels very squishy for a tank. Maybe that's the marksman gene kicking in, I guess? I don't know. Remember I told you, Phylax throws his enemies using his second skill over his shoulder. This is how it looks like.
You have slain an enemy.
Cool, right? It's like Jawhead's second skill, except the distance is shorter and the direction is fixed.
You have slain an enemy!
As you just saw, his first skill's casting was not interrupted even though Phylax was airborne. I feel like the damage output of this hero is far too powerful considering that Phylax is quite tanky and mobile. Look at how paper thin Yu Zhong was against Phylax. Considering that Yu Zhong was 2 levels higher than Phylax, he should have been able to get rid of Phylax easily. Instead, he was the one who got obliterated and snapped like a plastic knife. As you can see, even without damage items, his ability to clear minion waves is superb as well. Oh, and again, quick reminder, map awareness, guys. As you saw in those lengthy clashes, despite being built as a true tank, his damage output is still superb. Phylax also has an amazing crowd control kit. To make matters worse, he has amazing mobility as well. I don't normally say this, but man, this hero needs a lot of adjustments. One thing is for sure, and I believe we can all agree, that this is a very enjoyable hero to play with. He has a very low skill requirement, and his tankiness scales pretty well as the game progresses. Whoever's in charge with balancing this hero though, he or she will have a very difficult time, considering that this hero has two conflicting identities. Nerf his damage too much and he is no longer a marksman. Give him too much damage and he no longer is a tank. I hope Moonton will be able to pull off this hero, as this is going to be one of the most, if not the most interesting hero they will ever release. That concludes our first look on Phylax. What do you think about this upcoming hero? Be sure to let your thoughts be heard in the comment section below. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe everyone. Peace.